congratulations again on
Thank
multiple
you.
nominations for Nickel Boys, as if that was a surprise.
It was. I mean, people don't be. I mean, it's tough out there. Yeah, it's not merit. It's not merit based, you know. So
And
it's kind of
not guaranteed.
not guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed.
Very well deserved.
Thanks.
On multiple fronts. And given that you have background in doc and in editing, you know, and you're not really used to directing actors, and
Yeah.
so much so that you actually looked up how to direct actors.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was really funny because I was like, those are some really good ideas here.
But it
What?
also introduces the notion of like subverting, not even maybe consciously, narrative technique of what actors should do.
Yeah.
Did you really lean into the non-traditional nature of doing that?
I did lean into it, but I leaned into the actors, like the actors act, you know, and giving them different cues, asking them to look down the lens, like they can get over these things, and we just need them to be authentic, and that's like just takes a soft touch and like some freedom, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And well, you're no stranger to archives. So where did you start in terms of the pulling archival footage? Who is your archival producer?
Yeah.
And what were you able to unearth, especially considering this is an adaptation? And,
Yeah.
a very non-traditional one at that.
Yeah. Well, our archival producer was Allison Brandon, and she started like before we started to write, we had hired her, and she started mining archives. I think the first one she went to was the Florida Memory Project, because they had a lot of the images that were in this original Dozer document. But we had two amazing artists also, Gala Prudent and Alex Westfall, as her assistants, and they spent 4 years, you know, looking from, you know, African American home movie collection to Pond 5 to really any archive where we thought we could find something, you know, relatively fresh to juxtapose against these cool images.
Yeah, and you know, more than that, I mean, your work is just as much it's the collaborators you work with, you know, whether it's the archival producers, the editor, but what is in a DP? What made you seek out Jomo or vice versa? And also Josslyn as your co-writer, because you had already kind of written it, and then Josslyn came on halfway through or so, right?
Yeah, no. I like kind of wrote the approach, and through writing the approach.
The treatment.
The treatment was second. I did that with Joss too.
Okay.
But so like they asked me to write the movie, and like the first process is a 2-page summarization of concepts and whatnot. And talking with Josslyn was just so generative. I asked her if she wanted to write with me. Plan B said sure, and then we proceeded with the treatment, which was all images, I'm sure you know, and then we continued. And then, you know, after we had a really, you know, very specific vision, we found Jomo. And, you know, I didn't know a DP could be have such an emotive relationship to images. I think of a director of photography as someone who is more technically, has a larger technical prowess than they do an emotional prowess. And Jomo is equally both. You know, he can build inventive rigs, but then he can also light and understand, you know, the way we need to present a world. And that's super rare.
Especially presenting a world where it's a different POV.
Yeah.
Well, the POV for today is that you are going to win, and I want to manifest that for you. So again, congratulations on your multiple nominations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.